What's up guys, my name's Holden and welcome to OK Automotive. If you're new to the channel, so am I. I think this is about my 5th video so far, so I'm still learning and that's why I don't know how to make a good intro yet. Behind me here is my 1995 Mitsubishi Pajero Mini. Now, if you don't know what that is, I can't blame you. They are a Japanese K car, and if you don't know what that is, that basically means it's really small and the engine is minuscule. Now, even a year ago, pretty much nobody in the US had heard of these things, but they are quickly becoming one of the most common Japanese imports in the United States. They're cheap to own, they're cheap to run, they're cheap to buy, and look at it. I mean, they're absolutely adorable. Sitting here, you can't really tell exactly how tiny it is. I'll try and put in some footage of it next to some other vehicles just so you can get an idea. It's ridiculously small. Now, when I say the engine's tiny on these came standard with a 54 horsepower single overhead cam, 659cc 4-cylinder. However, mine is the VR2 model, and as you can tell from my hood scoop, it's pretty fast. These VR2 models came with a 659cc engine also, but they were beefed up a little bit. This is a double overhead cam, 5 valve per cylinder, so 20 valve total, and this one's turbocharged. If you look in the engine bay here, you can see this little tiny TD04 turbo that pushes this thing up to a massive 63 horsepower. And so the question I wanted to answer today is one that I get all the time. How fast can it go? Can I buy it and drive it on the interstate? People are buying these now with gas prices through the roof and trying to use them for daily drivers, which is exactly what I do. And so the question is, can it handle my commute? Can I get it on the interstate and drive it at 70 miles an hour? What is it capable of? And so we're going to take it out today and see what it can do. Now, we're not completely stock here. This vehicle's been lifted 2 inches in order to fit these 30-inch tires that are way bigger than what came on from the factory. I'm hoping that that extra diameter and that extra circumference lets us get a few extra mile an hour compared to the 74 mile an hour top speed that Mitsubishi officially quoted. Of course, this also means that on top of my speedometer reading in kilometers, it's also going to be very off because of the tire difference. So I'm going to have my wife riding shotgun so she can read out what her phone is giving us in miles per hour. Okay, so I'm merging on an unnamed stretch of road now that you definitely can't just read the signs of. And so the first thing I want to do is show you what it feels like to be at about 55 miles an hour. So Elizabeth, just let me know when we hit 55. Okay, so we're at 55 now. I think we're at about 4,700 RPM. The car doesn't feel like it's working hard at all. And I'm yelling because of the video, but I could comfortably drive here without getting a headache for a long period of time. I wouldn't be worried about the car. I could have a conversation with my passenger. This isn't bad. Now I'm going to take it up to 60.
60.
Alright, so right now we're at 60. We're going downhill, but we're at 5,000 RPM. Not much different than 55. Let me know when we hit 65. Okay, so right now we're cruising at 65. I'm at 5,600 RPM. Right here is where things start to get loud. I would still feel fine driving at this speed for, say, 20 miles or so. So if you can do 5 under on a 70 mile per hour interstate, you're fine. Now we're going to take it up to 70. Alright, so this is where things start to get loud. At this speed, I would not want to spend a lot of time in the car for a road trip. I think after about an hour and a half of this, I would have a pretty bad migraine. The car too is getting a little more rolly around this curve. And I would just really feel bad bringing the car out at this speed for a long period of time. But if you need to get on a 70 mile an hour interstate for a few miles, it's no big deal. All right, let me know when we hit 75. My foot is all the way to the floor right now.
75.
Are we still there?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm at 6,400 RPM. The engine's screaming, and I would not want to do this to the car for an extended period of time at all.
We're also losing speed down to 70.
Yep, we're losing speed because we're climbing a very slight incline. You cannot maintain this speed. And we're coming into traffic, so I might have to stop here. The wind noise at what? How fast are we?
67.
We're at 67 right now, and the wind noise just on the mirrors is pretty deafening too, next to the engine noise. Alright, we got a little bit of clear road in front of me. I'm just going to go for it and we'll see what we do. A little bit of a downhill here. We at 75 yet?
74.
74. Oh, we got an uphill.
73. 72.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We're going back downhill here. Let's see if we can do something before we hit traffic. My foot is all the way to the floor. Temperature looks good. It's not getting hot. It is screaming. Where are we at?
74.
74. So this is what the top speed of the car was reported by Mitsubishi, but we got some bigger tires on. I think we can do more. How about now?
76.
76.
77.
Oh.
78. 79.
Can we hit 80?
80.
We hit 80.
No, don't hit him.
That was my goal. I really wanted to hit 80. We're cheating a little bit. We're going downhill. We've not hit the red line of the engine. We were about 7,000 RPM. This engine revs to 8,000. My biggest question is whether or not this car is limited by its power or by its gearing. A bit of a bump. Gonna go easy around this curve. Where are we at?
75.
How about now?
78. 79. 80.
80.
81.
Oh my gosh.
82.
Oh. I'm at 7,000. I've got it pinned. Engine screaming. I don't want to do this to it for long. Where are we at now?
83.
Oh, okay.
82.
Whew. Wow. I didn't think we'd be over 80. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna back it down for a minute. The engine's not getting hot, but I just want to give it a rest here. Okay, so my video cut out there because my phone overheated. So let me tell you what happened next. I pulled off on an exit and made the mistake of trying to cool my phone down by pointing the vents at it and blasting the AC. The second I did that, the temp gauge on this thing shot up. And so at that point I decided to go ahead and call it. I have never had the AC cause the car to come close to overheating, and I think blasting the AC right after ringing it out like that was really pushing it. So I'm going to say 83 miles an hour is as fast as we can get in this thing. That should be plenty for anything that you're planning to do. I would say absolutely this is fast enough for American roads. So thanks for watching. I still haven't figured out how to end these things either. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy my video on what it's like to take one of these on a road trip. I traveled 400 miles through West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania in this car. So check that out. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.